When you think about trucks, you might picture big rigs cruising down the highway, or maybe a sturdy vehicle hauling goods across landscapes. But trucks have a deep history, and some of the names that have shaped the industry aren't always the first ones that come to mind. Let's take a trip through time, where we meet some legendary truck manufacturers that helped pave the way for modern vehicles. Buckle up, because these stories are as full of twists and turns as any cross-country road trip. Number 15. Pagefield. Not every truck company had the same staying power, but some still made a lasting impact, especially in the realm of specialized vehicles. Pagefield is one of those names. Founded in 1904 by the Walker brothers in Wigan, Lancashire, Pagefield wasn't about mass production of trucks. Instead, they focused on creating vehicles for specific tasks, like refuse collection trucks. But even innovation can't keep a company afloat forever. Pagefield struggled financially and eventually closed its doors in 1966. Despite the end of their operations, the Pagefield name still resonates with those who appreciate how they addressed the unique needs of urban logistics. Number 14. Karrier. Let's shift gears a bit and talk about a company that did a little bit of everything. Established in 1905, Karrier quickly became a leader in commercial and military vehicles. They made a name for themselves with a diverse lineup, everything from car-derived vans to medium and heavy commercial trucks, and even buses. But it was their engineering that really set them apart. Karrier developed the TS3 diesel engine, a 3-cylinder, 2-stroke marvel that was perfect for underfloor cab installations in their trucks. Beyond engines, Karrier vehicles were everywhere. During World War II, they served military needs, and in the 1950s, one of their trucks even became the base for the Écurie Écosse racing team's double-deck transporter. But like many companies of the time, Karrier couldn't avoid the shifting tides of the industry. After Chrysler UK acquired them in 1967, the brand was eventually phased out by 1979. Still, their contributions to the commercial vehicle world live on. Number 13. Albion Motors. Next, let's head to Scotland in 1899, where Albion Motors was born. Originally, they started out making cars, but by 1909, they saw the writing on the wall. Trucks and buses were in demand. Albion quickly became known for creating dependable vehicles that would stand the test of time. Their Valkyrie and Viking buses became quite popular, and during World War I, Albion supplied the British Army with thousands of 3-ton trucks, proving that when it came to toughness, Albion didn't mess around. In 1951, Leyland Motors acquired Albion, but the brand didn't disappear. It lived on until 1972, when all vehicles were marketed under the Leyland name. Even after that, Albion's legacy was cemented in British automotive history, particularly for its contributions to the commercial vehicle industry. Number 12. Thornycroft, 1866, and John Isaac Thornycroft started a shipbuilding company. And in 1896, this same company made its first steam-powered vehicle. That's right, Thornycroft took a detour and decided to change the automotive game with their vehicles. By 1902, they were all in on internal combustion engines, producing durable trucks and buses that were used during both World Wars. One of their standout models, the J-Type, became famous for its reliability, even in the toughest conditions. But Thornycroft wasn't done yet. In 1952, they introduced the mighty Antar, which was a beast of a truck that was designed to transport tanks and heavy machinery. The name alone sounds like it could carry a small army. However, despite their impressive vehicles, financial struggles led to Thornycroft selling off their vehicle division to AEC in 1961. Number 11. AEC. It's 1912, and the Associated Equipment Company rolls into the British commercial vehicle scene like a freight train. Founded in Southall, London, AEC wasted no time in making a name for itself. AEC wasn't just about buses and trucks. It was about engineering that would make you trust your vehicle in any condition, be it wartime or rush hour traffic. During World War I, AEC was busy turning out the Y-type lorry. The Y-type was a true workhorse, hauling supplies and soldiers like no other. When the war ended, AEC shifted gears to civilian life and started churning out buses that would change the face of London's transport system, and the Routemaster. That iconic double-decker became so deeply connected to London's image that it's practically a symbol of the city today. By 1948, AEC was part of the Associated Commercial Vehicles Group, and they were looking to consolidate resources with other manufacturers. Sounds like a smart move, right? Well, it was until the whole thing got gobbled up by Leyland Motors in 1962. Leyland took over the production, but sadly, AEC's name eventually faded out in the 1970s. Number 10. Dennis founded in 1895 by brothers John and Raymond Dennis, the company started by making bicycles. Yes, bicycles. But they quickly transitioned to motor vehicles and fire engines. They were serious about making fire engines. Dennis wasn't just about creating trucks. They were dedicated to saving lives and property by building some of the most reliable fire engines in the UK and beyond. But Dennis wasn't just a firefighting hero. They also dabbled in buses and refuse collection vehicles, making sure cities didn't just stay safe, but were also kept clean. In the 1970s, things took a turn. The company was absorbed by the Hester Group and rebranded as Hester Dennis. The brand went through several ownership changes over the years, and in the early 2000s, it all came to an end. The fire engine division was axed in 2007, marking the end of an era. Number 9. Guy Motors. If you thought AEC and Dennis had a fascinating story, Guy Motors will blow your mind. Founded in 1914 by Sidney S. Guy in Wolverhampton, Guy Motors was a bit of a chameleon in the vehicle world. They made everything from cars to lorries, buses, and even trolley buses. If there was a vehicle to be made, Guy Motors was likely on it. One of their standout contributions to the world of trucks was the 30 CWT lorry, which featured a lightweight pressed steel frame. This design allowed for better performance, even in the toughest conditions. During World War I, Guy Motors made a serious contribution, turning out not just lorries, but also aircraft engines and depth charge fuses. Their commitment earned them commendations, and the company became a critical part of the war effort. In the 1920s, Guy Motors made a move that would forever change the bus industry: the dropped frame chassis. It quickly became a hit internationally. Number 8. Scammel, established back in 1922, this company was the epitome of strength. Imagine building a truck that could carry 100 tons. Yeah, Scammel did that with their 100-tonner. But Scammel's journey didn't stop there. These guys had their fingers in many pies: agricultural equipment, steam wagons, and later, articulated lorries. They didn't just keep up with the times, they set the pace. Even Scammel went all in with military vehicles in World War II. The Pioneer, that tough off-road beast, became the go-to choice for soldiers needing to haul tanks through tricky terrain. Number 7. Foden, founded by Edwin Foden in 1856, when steam was the name of the game. Foden was churning out steam-powered commercial vehicles. It was like they saw the future before anyone else did. Sure, steam was great, but it had its time. Foden got the memo, and by the 1930s they were transitioning to diesel-powered engines. World War II again played a major role, and Foden answered the call by supplying vehicles for the military. But by the 1980s, their luck ran out. Financial struggles led to Foden being bought by Packer, and by 2006, Foden was a memory. Number 6. Karrier. If you've ever taken out the trash or seen a trolley bus chug down the road, you've probably unknowingly encountered a Karrier vehicle. Founded in 1908, Karrier Motors quickly became the go-to for municipal vehicles. They built everything from refuse collectors to trolley buses, making them a vital part of Britain's daily grind. In 1934, the Roots Group took control, merging Karrier with Karrier, another British name we all know. The brand continued to produce specialized vehicles even after the shift. Number 5. Atkinson, founded in 1907, Atkinson was another company that took pride in its heavy-duty trucks. You couldn't miss an Atkinson on the road. They were the ones with the Knight of the Road emblem proudly displayed on their grills. In 1970, Atkinson merged with Seddon diesel vehicles, creating the hybrid Seddon Atkinson. They were still producing solid trucks, but the competition was heating up, and by the late 20th century, the writing was on the wall. The Atkinson brand, despite its legendary status, was eventually retired. Number 04. Seddon diesel vehicles. This company was born in 1938 and, like any great story, it starts with a clear mission: building trucks that worked and lasted. Focused on diesel-powered vehicles, Seddon quickly earned a reputation for being tough, reliable, and most importantly, cost-effective. These trucks didn't just stay local. Seddon's reach stretched far beyond the UK, meeting the needs of customers from all over the world. Number 3. Leyland Motors. Now, if you know anything about British trucks, you've probably heard of Leyland Motors. Founded in 1896, this company didn't waste any time making waves. Starting out as the Lancashire Steam Motor Company, they quickly figured out that steam engines were so last century. So, by 1907, Leyland Motors rebranded and shifted its focus to internal combustion engines. They were one of the first companies to introduce some of the most iconic buses and trucks in the market. Number 02. ERF, another major player in the world of British trucks. Established in 1933 by Edwin Richard Foden, ERF was all about diesel engines from the start. Foden, a man with a knack for seeing the future, understood that steam-powered vehicles were on their way out, so he pivoted fast. Unfortunately, no company can escape the tough realities of the business world. In the 1990s, ERF found itself under financial pressure and was acquired by Western Star in 1996. Then, in 2000, MANAG took over. Finally, number 01, Bedford Vehicles. Established in 1931, Bedford quickly became a dominant force in the British commercial vehicle market. From lorries to buses to vans, Bedford vehicles were everywhere. During World War II, Bedford made a huge impact by supplying the British Armed Forces with the Bedford QL and MW models. After the war, Bedford didn't slow down. The Bedford CA van and the TK truck became household names, making appearances in delivery fleets, agriculture, and construction. But as time went on, Bedford faced increased competition and changing market conditions. So, which of these legendary names do you miss the most? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a deep dive into automotive history. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.